Mic check. All right. Should be able to hear me. Nope. Of course, always technical difficulty when I'm trying to do something. Properties. What are we doing here? I think it's this one. Check. Yep, that's it right there. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. I have no idea what DAW I should be using right now. I guess let me know in the comment section. Nico, what's good, man? Any advice on how to organize our files and ideas so we can have better and faster workflow on our beats? Yeah, there's a couple of different ways. I guess it just kind of matters what DAW you're actually using. You can always create templates. Templates is probably the easiest way to do any of that. I guess I could kind of show that. I guess just let me know what DAW you're kind of looking to do that in, and we can kind of start from there. I know I've been away for a minute, y'all. Sorry about that. Life be lifing. So I'm thinking about bringing back some of the live beat reviews. I'm not 100% sure about the sample flips because it takes up a lot of time. And I'm not 100% sure if I'll be able to get those done the way I want to do them. So I don't know if I'll be doing the sample flips. But definitely live beat reviews will be coming back. I'll let you guys know. I'll put a couple of posts here on YouTube and also inside of the Discord. FL Mobile and FL Studio. What's the difference? The difference is FL Mobile is for the mobile devices. So if you have an iPad or a phone, it's more suitable for those. Well, it only works on those, really. I mean, you can actually use it inside of FL Studio if you want to. It does have an option to pull up the FL Mobile as a VST inside of FL Studio. And that would be how you would actually pull your stuff from your devices into your DAW in FL Studio. It's totally separate. It is not the same, not even a little bit. I can say that when you are using FL Mobile, you are actually testing things for FL Studio. It's like almost everything they've incorporated in FL Mobile, they've actually pulled over into FL Studio. Like a lot of the sounds from Flex, all those Flex sounds that you hear are actually from FL Mobile. I think it's pretty cool. I don't have an issue with FL Mobile or FL Studio. I just think that they have a long way to still kind of go when it comes to like recording stuff inside of FL Studio. Once they actually get that down, I think they'll be a lot better off, and a lot more people will understand how to use FL Studio. I was watching this guy today actually talk about all the DAWs out there that he was working with to make like the same exact song. And FL Studio is probably one of the worst ones he graded, I would say. I think he gave it like a 6.5 out of 10. He was basically saying like it's difficult to use FL Studio if you are not brought up in FL Studio, which is completely true. And I've said it many times on this channel as well. Basically, if you use FL Studio, it's the only DAW that does certain things a certain way. Like almost every DAW that you will get, you have to double click to make a note inside the piano roll. FL Studio, you click one time, right? Most studios, you don't right click to delete a note. You usually just double click the note and it'll delete the note. It's just one of those things where you'll get into a certain rhythm or flow inside of FL Studio. If that's all you've ever used, then that's kind of all you'll know when you try to move on to another DAW. Eventually, I believe you will move on to another DAW if you're getting more into like studio sessions and equipment and actually recording people and bands and guitars and things like that. I think you would more likely move away from FL Studio just because you'll see some of the limitations that it has when it comes to just recording. Even like doing like automation inside of FL Studio makes it a little more difficult than other DAWs do, where you can actually like edit on the audio itself. I believe they're working on it right now in FL Studio where you can kind of do a little bit more manipulation of the audio itself, but it's still not quite there. Recording bands is still kind of difficult inside of FL Studio. I do like the fact that they did give you an option now to remove some of those tracks out of FL Studio, so you don't have that 140 something tracks just sitting there. They do give you an option to use only the mixers that's actually being used, so you get a chance to kind of shorten that whole thing up. I think that's a good idea. But yeah, that's that is pretty much the difference that I've seen with FL Mobile and FL Studio. I guess you guys could let me know if you have any other like questions. I know I've been away for a minute, and it's all good. I've been living life. Got a new gig, so I kind of had to adjust things around. I really need to work on some music, which I'll probably be doing on this live as well. Just kind of get some stuff started that I need to take care of for some libraries. If you are in the sync world, now would be the time to kind of make a lot of sports stuff to kind of submit to libraries. I believe they're looking for a lot of sports things. If you are trying to get into a library, I would say also Christmas music right now would be really, really good to start making. If you're trying to do Halloween music, you're probably past that deadline. I believe last month probably would have been a little better to try to submit for like Halloween or something like that. But yeah, right now would be the holiday stuff. I would see a lot of libraries looking for holiday stuff. So if you are going to go that route into the sync world, I would say, yeah, definitely try to do some holiday stuff and some sports stuff right now, because NFL is coming up, NBA is coming up, college football is coming up. So like all those sports things are kind of just right there ramping up for their seasons, and they're usually looking for music in those kind of places right now. That's if you're looking for that kind of thing. I'm not sure how many people on this channel actually use or are in sync. It's one of those things where I'm always curious to figure out what you guys are kind of doing. But yeah. And I guess that no one is asking questions, which is interesting, but all good. At least give me in the comment section what DAW you think I should use. I have FL Studio, I have Reaper, I have Traction Waveform, I have Cakewalk, I have Sonar, I have Cubase, I have Luna. So I guess let me know what you guys are thinking. DJ Groovemaster, what's up? What's the next best DAW to upgrade to, because I only use free and need to upgrade? The best next DAW? It kind of matters your workflow. It matters your mentality when you're actually making tracks. What DAW are you currently using right now would be my first question. And then we can kind of go from there. It just kind of matters what you do. Like if you're trying to have the ambition of actually going to like a full-fledged DAW where, or should I say a full-fledged studio where you're going to be recording like guitars, drums, singers, and all the, all equipment and stuff like that, I would probably say you want to move on to somewhere that you can actually do a little bit more. All right. So you have BandLab. All right. So if you have BandLab, your next step for a DAW would probably be Cakewalk Sonar. I would say that would probably be your next step if you kind of want to stay in that ecosystem of BandLab. So you'll still be able to use like, your BandLab account when you're on the go, download it straight into Cakewalk Sonar. But I'm not sure if you have a Mac or if you have a PC. So if you have a PC, definitely do the Sonar thing. It's a little bit easier to kind of do. If you don't want to mess with BandLab anymore, you want to try to get rid of Cakewalk, I would say go with Traction Waveform, which is actually still free. It gives you unlimited tracks, unlimited MIDI. You get to use almost all your plugins on there. It gives you sort of the same feel as Cakewalk, but not exactly the same. I mean, the way they do things is a little bit different from what you would do inside of Cakewalk. But I mean, if you really are getting into the whole DAW thing and you want to really like focus on like doing a whole bunch of different recordings, whether that be orchestra or if you're doing like TV film editing, things like that, I would personally say Reaper, just because I use Reaper for all that stuff right now. It is definitely my go-to. You don't necessarily have to purchase it right away. Like it gives you like an unlimited trial. It's all unlocked, so there's nothing locked away from you. So you could save, edit. You could do everything inside of Reaper and not pay for it. I know people who still to this day have had Reaper for about 4 or 5 years and have not paid for it. And every time it pops up, it says still evaluating. So I would say Reaper is definitely one that will help you out a lot. And the reason I say that is because it is so customizable that you don't really have to have another DAW. I don't know if that makes sense, but like Reaper just gives you everything you kind of need, except for instruments. If you have instrumentation, like VST instruments, if you don't have any, I wouldn't suggest to go with Reaper because it doesn't come with any VSTs, even though there are a lot of free ones out there. I even have videos out there showing you about the free VSTs that are out there. So if that's something you want to go to or go down that route, that would be the route I would say. But Reaper is not for everybody. Traction Waveform is not for everybody. Even Sonar, Cakewalk Sonar is not for everybody. It just kind of matters where you want to go, right? But yeah, good question, man. Definitely a good question. Because I know there's a lot of DAWs out there. I guess, guys, let me know what DAW you want me to pull up, and I'll just pull up a DAW and kind of show you some stuff. Let me know which one you want to kind of see. I have Bitwig as well. I haven't really used that in a long time. I have Ableton Live about, I think it's 11.1 or something, 11.2 maybe. I do have Cubase. What is that? MPC. I have MPC, but I don't really use that too much either. I even have BandLab on this computer as well for my web access and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know inside the comment section which DAW you would like to see me working, I guess. Then I kind of show you guys if you know, anything that y'all kind of want to see. I try to make a Q&A as much as a question and answer kind of thing as possible. I'll be on here for a little while, about an hour or so. So no more questions? You guys done already? That was quick. Super quick. But yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking about. All right, it says Reaper. All right, so let me pull up Reaper. Since Cakewalk's going away, have you personally moved away from Sonar? I have. Well, Matt, I've actually moved on to Reaper. Like Reaper is my go-to DAW right now. That is the one that I actually use like all the time. Um, there's several reasons I've gone over to Reaper. Um, it's still loading. Um, one of them was I had some Cakewalk issues at times where I was trying to actually use some things inside of Cakewalk and pull up a project, and the project would not pull up. Right? I don't know what it was about the project, but for some reason it would not pull up in Cakewalk. So I pulled up Reaper and pulled the whole Cakewalk track in there, edited what I needed to, sent it off to the library, and did that song? I think that track did get placed a couple of times. But yeah, things like that were happening to me, and I didn't understand 100% why they were happening that way. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that Cakewalk, coming from Cakewalk to Sonar, is definitely the right move. For me, it personally was, because I was able to customize Reaper to function like Cakewalk. So I even have on my website, if you go to xelohh.com, I have Cakewalk to Reaper. I even have a video showing you all the steps that you could use to get from Cakewalk to Reaper. And I even have a whole channel separate just for Reaper stuff. It's called Learning Reaper. So if you do want to learn more about Reaper, that would be the place to go to learn how to use Reaper. But yeah, it's one of those things where it just made more sense for me. This is my layout. I actually even have a configuration file for 2025. It's probably the best way to go. I'm just going to be honest with you. If you're going to buy one of my configuration files, this one is probably the best one to go to, because it gives you an option to have an instrument up here. All you do is click on this button and it'll actually create an instrument for you. Right? So I have my instrument up there, and let's say you want to do like a 4-bar loop. I can just double click in here and it'll make a MIDI item. Usually this doesn't work like that inside of Reaper. And if I double click it, it'll bring up the piano roll. If I click it again, it'll open up the piano roll to the 4 bars. And you can kind of edit stuff if you want to, add whatever you want to on here. If you wanted to do like a chord progression, let's say. So I could click on this piano here, which I have a script that's called Re-Inspiration. And it brings this up, this little box. So inside this little box, I can actually make notes. So let's say we want to do a C, and let's select a major. Let's do something simple. You can make it however many number of chords you want it to be. So right now it's going to do 4 chords, and it's going to do a bass note, right? So I can transpose the octaves to go to up and down, because right now I believe it starts at C4 or C3, one of those, right? And you can actually change the complexity. So if I want to make it, a little more complex, I can do that. And then I can just generate chords, and it'll make chords, as you can see, inside of Reaper. I'm not sure how this will sound, but let's check it out. I actually like the first 2 chords. I don't know about these last 2 really. This one will probably need to change. But yeah, but then when you come here, you can always do a snap to key. So it'll snap into whatever key you're actually in. So let's change this E. Right? This is the key that's off. Let's bring this down. And you can use your Alt and the number 2, bring that chord down, and it'll probably sound a lot better. Let's bring this one back up. still don't like this last chord. But yeah, y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. So basically it gives you an option to do this. This is my setup. This is how I have mine set up. And if you buy like the configuration file, all this stuff will be in here exactly how this is. So if you want to change your grid, you can change your grid. Let's say I wanted to chop these up, right? So if I scroll over all of these notes and let's say I want to chop them by half, I can go to the grid by half and I can just hit on split notes and it'll split the notes in half, as you can see here. That's just an option that you do have in here. If you wanted to do this split without doing that, if you hold down Control and Shift, and you see this little, looks like a paintbrush. If I use my mouse wheel, I can split the notes by 2, by 3, by 4. So however many I want to split it by, I can do this by holding down the Shift and using my mouse wheel to chop up the notes. All right, so let's say we do like this. Right, so let's say we like that, right? And we wanted to do a randomize of the velocity. You can click on right here. I can do, it popped up on the other screen. Sorry about that. But yeah, I have this randomize option, so I can randomize all the notes and make them how, as you can see, all of these are randomized here. This is just one way to kind of do it. And I'm just going to make this the same as that first chord. Of course. All right. So yeah, so you get a chance to do different randomizations if you wanted to inside here. If you wanted to go like kind of up and down, you can kind of have them go up and down. So I'm just going to select all of them. And you can just right click on the keyboard, kind of go down. You can randomize all of them like that, or grab all of them like that, I should say. And if you go in this little box here, you can kind of make them all go up and down like a curve if you wanted to. Like, it gives you a lot of options to kind of make this however you want to make it. All right. So this is just a couple of options that I have for my 2025 Reaper configuration file. I think it's really cool. It gives me a lot of options to kind of do what I want to do with MIDI, and also as, you know, using it just as a DAW. So let's say I add another track in here. So this is just another track, and I hit on this little drum one down here. This is the MPL's RS5K manager. So basically this gives you an option to kind of make your own little drum pad, which I've been asking from Cakewalk for years. For years I've been asking them to give us one of these, and they haven't been able to do it. Yeah, Matt. Yeah, I have mine set up to get it going really simple and easy. So yeah. So I have this option where you can kind of load up your own stuff. So I have these what's called like databases set up. So I can kind of load my sessions that I have. So I have a couple of them on here. I think this is one of them. So it'll automatically load my drums, right? So I can play. So I have all these set up on here. You have your MIDI right here. So you can kind of just play whatever you want to on here. So if I double click on the MIDI, I can just find. Right, so let's say we wanted to record something. I did change my recording option, so I just have to hit R on my keyboard, on my typing keyboard, and it'll start recording. All right, so I don't have it set up the way I want to. All right, so usually what I have it on is called overdub. So I can right click on this here, right? And I can go to overdub for MIDI. So basically I'll be able to kind of use this almost like an MPC and just kind of make my own drums as I go along, right? So if I wanted to just kind of play the stuff out, just hit record. All right. Do I want that snare? I'll use a clap. So let's say we wanted to kind of clean up the MIDI here. Let's take this last one off because that shouldn't be there. And basically we can, quantize this and it'll quantize the tracks, but I have it going to a half. So let's do it on 1/16, right? And let's try that again, quantize, and it'll kind of move things over into the right place. So this is what it sounds like. And I don't like it. So let's go 1/8 and try that again. All right, so now we have that on there. And if we wanted to do like more of a humanized sound or feel to the track, I could click on H inside of the MIDI, and it gives you an option to humanize the notes so that, they're not all hitting the same way, the same time at the, same velocity. So this gives you an option to do that inside of Reaper as well. Really, really cool. It's kind of simple to use. But yeah, but these are the things that we have inside of Reaper that I wish we could actually do this inside of Cakewalk, where it doesn't give you that option. Even if you're doing overdubs, it kind of messes up the flow when you're actually doing it like this inside of Cakewalk. And I'm not sure why it does that. I brought it up several times inside the forum. It doesn't seem like it's something they want to correct, so it hasn't been done. So there's that, right? And what's cool about this RS5K manager, so let's say that we had all of these in here, it will give me an option to kind of change these if I wanted to, right? So if I wanted to change the sample, right, I can do another one from this database, and I can do a random one. So I'm just doing random, and it changed all of them because I'm randomizing the whole entire kit. So now this is what it sounds like. super dope to actually have that option. And for all those people who really feel and dig the way FL Studio has a step sequencer, they made one right here, this step sequencer. So you have an option to kind of make your own drums right here inside the step sequencer. Super cool. I'm probably going to do a full video on this on my Learning Reaper channel to kind of show you guys how this actually works. But yeah, so right now you have an option to actually do a step sequencer inside of Reaper, and it looks okay. It's not like all over the place. It's not, you know, doing weird things. And you can even dock it down here if you wanted to. So if I wanted to dock, come on, work with me. All right, so if I wanted to dock it, as you can see, it'll highlight all blue, and I can dock it down here. And let's change the length to 32. Even though I believe it's only on 4. Let's see. Yeah. The link for 32 was what it should be on. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to actually do this on my Learning Reaper channel and kind of show you. Ethan, your friend is calling. Ethan. Oh, he hung up.
I'll just call him back.
All right. Rico, what's good, man? Thank you for joining, man. I know I've been MIA for a minute. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, man. But yeah. Yeah, but I'm gonna definitely do this on my Learning Reaper channel and show you guys a little bit more about that. And I believe somebody asked in the beginning of the video how to get like a workflow, which is something that, you know, a lot of people do ask about. I would say to create some kind of templates. Reaper makes it kind of easy to make templates. If I right click inside this track panel kind of thing here, it gives me the option to insert from a template. And as you see, I have a couple of templates in here that I use, and you can even have like folders for your templates. I have my contact outs on here, some complete layouts, my effects, my FL Studio layout that I have. So like I have different layouts that I've been using. I even have like some TV film ones that kind of will help me out when I'm trying to create some TV film tracks. If I want to make sure I kind of get stuff going really quickly, it gives me a really dope option to do that as well. But yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of things I really do like about Reaper. Not that many things that I don't, but I would say that the instrument thing would be an issue. I'm also going to be doing an instrument, a Reaper instrument kind of video, basically showing you some of the JS plugins is what they're called inside of Reaper that people have created. These are not from Reaper. These are things that people have created to put inside of Reaper, which is truly amazing to me. Like the community for Reaper is truly, truly amazing. I mean, if you ask questions and there's certain things that you want it to do, there's somebody out there who'll usually know how to code it and make it work inside of Reaper. This whole like drum thing that I had there, that was done by somebody that decided, hey, you know what? I want to have a drum sampler inside of Reaper, and he did it. So like, it's really, really cool that the community is really willing to help out as much as they possibly can to make this DAW as amazing as it is. All right, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm gonna try to bring back those live beat reviews soon. I want to say by next week or so, but we'll see. I'm just kind of getting my schedule up to speed because I changed my schedule, new gig, so it's kind of like I gotta adjust a lot of things, and a lot of libraries been hitting me up, so I've been trying to kind of crank out some stuff for them as well. So yeah, I've been working. Working and doing things let life be lifing, you know. I also have another setup for drums in here as well. Over here on this side, is it this one? No, it's this one. So I have this thing that it's called the M sequencer, right? So this is what it looks like. And this is more of the FL Studio kind of looking step sequencer. So you can kind of just drag and drop drums in here. And it'll kind of add it as a sequence in here automatically, which is pretty dope, if you ask me. So let's go to some drum kits. And of course, if you haven't already, definitely download the Smash Kit at xelohh.com. It is absolutely free, so knock yourselves out. All right, so boom, I have my kick on here. So if I stretch this out, oh, of course. And of course, I can even dock this down here. So let's dock that. So we can kind of see all the stuff that's going on, right? Let's say we wanted to have, let's do some hi-hats. Let's do this hi-hat. So I can just add it in this anywhere in this box, and it'll automatically create that track inside the RS5K and give me the track down here as well. If I wanted to, I can right click on here, do every step, right? And let's say, you know, you do the whole FL kind of thing. And you do your step sequencers. So is it this one? Right. So you have really easy option to kind of do, you know, your whole hi-hat thing. And if you needed to, you know, do like a volume control, you click on this, you could do your volume control for your, you know, hi-hats, things like that. Do a randomization for them. Right, so you have those options inside here, and you can also do like some pitch. So if you want to do like a pitch shift for like your hi-hats, so like let's say you did for the rolls, right? So you want to go down for these two, right? And let's go up this one and go down for that one. So right, so you have those options in here with this tool. So really cool. And you can even do an offset of them. So if you wanted like a flam for like a snare or something like that, you can do like flams and offset the timing of it really right here. Super easy to use, super cool. You can have an option to do different sounds over here as well. You can do your swing, your offset, your attack, decay, sustain, and release for the actual sound, whatever sound that is that you're on. So yeah, like it gives you a lot of options to do really, really cool things. And this isn't just limited to like one shots. You can actually do instruments in here as well. So if I pull up instrument, let me, what is it? Shift F. Isn't it Shift F? Yeah. All right. So let's say I wanted to do an instrument. Let's do something simple. Let's do an expand, right? So I'm going to grab expand. Oh. I could have swore it was a drag. Nope. I believe I have to hit the plus sign to do it. or was it I had to do it under this thing? Let's see. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Let's go expand. Let's go add. All right. So low cuts in the building. What's good, man? All right, that's what's up. YT, what's good, man? Yeah, it's been a while, man. I've been hiding from you guys or something. And I don't remember how to get those sounds in here. I could have swore it was like you add. There it goes. There it goes. So you add and you hit expand. And let's get rid of this. And let's go back to the M sequencer. So yeah. Not quite working the way I wanted to, but I guess you guys get the gist of how it should be working. $2 years? It has not been 2 years. You submitted some stuff last year to the sample flip, man. Come on, man. All right, but yeah. So these are a couple of things that I actually do have inside of Reaper. If you do the 2025 construction, configuration file. So yeah, a couple of things that, like I said, these people have made or created inside of Reaper. Truly, truly, truly amazing, man. Like I think it's probably one of the best communities I've been a part of. And I would definitely say it's been better than Cakewalks by far. Just because when you get inside of the Cakewalk forums, they start to do or say weird things to you when they know you're just really trying to see if anyone has an answer to it. But instead of doing that, they kind of, downplay your questions and stuff like that. And some of them will even be like, oh, why don't you go read the manual? And it's like, that's not why I'm here, yo. Like I'm here to kind of get a quick answer if it's available. If not, I can go research on my own. That's perfectly fine. But this is what the group is for, right? If you guys have the knowledge, why not just let me know what I'm asking and answer the questions, right? That's why I it's just kind of weird to me. You change your name. I say the YouTube swag. And go, what's good, man? I haven't seen. Yo, man, it's been a minute. That job is gone. That is gone, yo. Yeah, I got another gig, way better, pays more, all that good stuff. So yeah. Yeah, man. Still, yeah, trying to, yo. 2 years, nah. You didn't have your gig. Oh, I got you. Yeah, most people don't do that anymore. That is true. Definitely true. Yeah, man. Yeah, just trying to work, man, getting stuff done as much as I possibly can. Decided to do a live today. I haven't been on here in a minute just because, like I said, I've been trying to transition. But it's been interesting for sure. Um, a lot of really cool tools, like I was saying, inside of Reaper here. I have this like MX tuner. Like this is super cool. If you are a person that uses a lot of samples, you can kind of put your samples into the correct key of whatever you're trying to do. Um, I think that's like super, super cool because usually you don't get these options to do that. Let's see here. Let's go into here. Let's try to find a quick sample. Let's go here. All right. Right. And what's cool about this now, right? So like, as you can see, it's telling me that this is in A, right? So let's say we want it to be a C. I can click on this and it'll lock it to a C now. So this sample will actually change in speed, tone, and all that other stuff to match the key of C. As you can see, it's a C right here. Really, really dope stuff, man. And it helps out tremendously when you're trying to match a sample inside of, whatever session you're working on. Definitely dope to have. Life be over life and doing them. Yeah, man, for sure. Uh, that's what's up. I appreciate you for being here. Like, I try to teach as much as I can because I'm one of those people who definitely believe that you can't take the information with you. So you might as well kind of let people know how to do stuff. I've never been like a gatekeeper type or anything like that, but there are people that are out there that are. Yeah, that's dope. West Side Gun Boom Bap. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You could kind of just change stuff up. So now if I kind of drag this over, it'll be in that same key of C. And let's try to cut out this beginning because it's just too much. And I'm holding down shift to kind of more fine tune the cut. Pull that over. Kind of drag this in. And then I can hold down Alt and kind of shrink this down. But let's try to change the tempo. Let's see. Let's do 80 beats per minute. And it's already still slower than that. So all right, so now it's 8 bars, right? And then you can kind of find some drums. Let's see. So then you have like a nice little, you know, West Side gun, as you say. It's probably still a little bit too fast for the drums. Do. Shots playing. Yeah, just an example of what you can kind of do in Reaper. Just that simple to kind of drag and drop stuff in. The drums will actually match up with whatever tempo you have. The sample will match up with the tempo that you have. So it's like, makes it really easy to kind of just create what you want to create. Yeah, man. But yeah, this is what's like, these are the things that I love about this DAW, man. Like it just makes everything easy, at least to me. I love the piano roll. I love the fact that I can lock my keys. I can, if I wanted to play something along with that, I can. So let's get rid of that MIDI on there, right? And let's say we wanted to do like play along with these keys here. You can kind of do that as well. So all I want to do is add an effect. I'm gonna add an effect on the like input level. So if I hit on the effects, right, and I'm gonna go to my favorites because this is my favorites. You know, I have this snap to key. So any key that I press inside of C, it won't. So I can't go out of key at all once I'm using this. So super dope to kind of add like little. But let's change the key itself. I'm actually hitting a white key, and as you can see, it's hitting the dark key up there. Of course I would mess it up, right? That's crazy. But yeah, just another way to kind of do your keys, do your setup for stuff. Really easy and simple inside of Reaper. Put bass on my bass line. But yeah, that would be a good thing to do too. Like, especially if you're not sure how to play stuff. Like if you let's say we do like a moto bass, right? So let's do a Ricken bass. For some reason, people really love this one. And let's do strings. Let's do 5. Let's do a heavy gauge and old. So right. So you have like super dope options for this bass here. But I'm just going to make sure I can play all the stuff. So I'm going to go to my favorites again. And this MIDI snap to keys, super dope, like I said. So now everything I play, no matter what I play, I'm still going to stay in key. Right? So this helps if you're, not sure where to go. So like, you can just kind of, pull stuff over. And let's actually do like a nice little quantize to these and take off this G here. And let's move these over. Hold down Control, grab them. And then you can do like your, whole humanizing thing. Hit H on the keyboard and kind of humanize some of the sounds and, take off some of the bass from here and there. Let's see if we can kind of flam this one. It got me really making some West Side Gun stuff right now. Say what, Matt? So when you drop your drum loop, automatically adjust tempo to match the DAW tempo, not having to stretch it. Yeah, it's one of those things that Reaper does. It's pretty cool. There are times when you'll have a drum loop that may have like a little extension. It'll even show you like where you should cut it. I don't know if I have an example of that, but it does give you that kind of option on there. And as you see, this also affects the drums as well when you put it in key. So really dope tool, man. And you can probably never do this inside of Cakewalk and get your results this fast. I just typed in drum loop, and as you see, it's pulling up all these files of different drum loops. Sounds pretty dope. All right, so this one is a perfect example. All right, I'm gonna grab it and drag it into Reaper. Okay, so let me zoom in so you guys can kind of see. I'm gonna get rid of everything else, kind of zoom in so you guys can see exactly what's going on. Too much zoom. All right, so as you see, it kind of cut off this loop here. I don't know if it's gonna play good. Let's try it. All right, so as you see, it kind of didn't really go over the correct way. So I'm gonna zoom in at the end here. And usually it'll give you a line, but all right, so there is a line here. I don't even know if you guys could see it. It's probably really hard for you guys to see, but there's like a dotted line right down this in this little X here. You see that? I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let me try to zoom in a little more here. All right, where'd the line go? All right, so it's right here. There's a line like right here that's going across the sample. So if you pull this sample back, I'm gonna hold down shift. Shift and drag this back to cut, right? If I cut it directly on that line, it'll be a perfect loop. So like that is what you kind of want to aim for. So right there would be a perfect loop, and I can hit Alt and kind of grab this and drag this in to the line, and it's perfectly aligned now. Let's speed up the tempo just so you guys kind of. As you can see, that is how it'll do a perfect loop. So Reaper even tell you where you need to cut to make it a perfect loop. Super dope, if you ask me. So if I wanted to cut this in half, let's say at the 5th bar, as you can see, it'll start here and it'll start right back. And this is where that loop kind of goes back around. It's the same cut as here. So really, really dope stuff. So yeah, it's a definitely been a game changer for me. Yeah, this is Reaper. DJ Groove, yes. Yeah. I mean, it's a great DAW, man. I mean, but the thing about it, like I'm going to tell you right now, the warning is when you first get it, it's not going to be like this. I'm just going to tell you right now. Uh, it does take time. It took me a minute to kind of get this to where I like it. Like it's so customizable that you'll always want to tweak things and change things. All these things you see in here is how I have mine set up. If you want to get the same setup, I do have it available on my website, xelohh.com. If you want to actually do that, it's on the site. It is for purchase. But if you do want to learn how to actually set all this stuff up, I have tutorials on my other channel. It's called Learning Reaper. So if you want to go the long way, go through each tutorial and change all the settings that you want to change on there, that's cool. If you do want to support the channel and you want to actually get the setup configuration file, it's on the website, xelohh.com. All right. Yeah, that was my thing with. All right, I'm gonna tell you guys what sold me on Reaper, and it's because I do TV and film stuff. So like, I have to have different things set up different ways. Cakewalk does it, but it doesn't do it as good as Reaper. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Right. So I'm gonna open up this relauncher. This does not come with Reaper as well. This is something that someone created. Once again, the community is super dope. They created this thing called Relauncher, so you can actually launch all your sessions right from here in this little box, right? So I'm gonna try to do these right here. These are some of the sports tracks that I've made, right? And I'm gonna load them up in different tabs, right? So you have tabs inside of Reaper. So I'm just going to load them up and it's going to load them one by one. It may take a couple minutes because I have, or a couple of seconds or so, because I have a lot of things on these, like, what do I say? Like effects wise. And there's 3 of them being pulled up all at the same time inside of Reaper. So really dope stuff, man. Charismatic in the building. What's good, man? Good to see you, man. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, man. I'm working on getting the whole live beat reviews back online, so you guys can kind of submit some stuff and I get to hear what you guys have been working on. But it's coming for sure. Classic Hank in the building too. What's good, Classic Hank? He's seen you in a minute. I know I've been MIA. I've been out for like a month, but I've been working, trying to get some stuff down. I'm trying to build back up my channels, so I've been trying to work on some material for that. I definitely want to, like I said, do some live beat reviews. That is definitely a must to get that kind of up and going again. What else am I doing? And yeah, I might slow down on the actual like sample flips, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing some live beat reviews again for you guys. That's what's up. All right. So this was probably the number one reason why I went to Reaper is the fact that I can have all these tracks up, right? Pretty much at the same time, right? And I can kind of go through them and kind of do whatever I want to do with them. Let me see. right? So I have these tracks, right? So let's say that I need to send these to a library, right? I'm going to go up to my render, and this is one of the reasons why I despise FL Studio so much, because you can only do one kind of track at a time. It doesn't really give you an option to do stems and separate them the way you want to. So anyway, getting sidetracked. So I have this track up and running. I have mine set by the time selection. So wherever my time selection ends is where the track will end. No ifs, ands, or buts. It'll cut there no matter what, right? So that's how I like it. You don't have to actually do that in your own sessions, but it's just one of those things I like. Some people like to go here and they'll do like the entire project. I don't do that one. I just do the time section because it just makes it a lot easier for me, right? So the first thing that you'll notice here is the output, right? This directory. So if I wanted to make, let's say I have these 3 tracks. I wanted to make a folder for each one of those tracks without actually making a folder on the computer first. As it's going to the desktop, all I got to do is hit, what is it? Backslash or slash, and then I just name it whatever I want to name it. What is the name of this track? Who's Barking, right? So now when I create this file, it's going to create a brand new folder on my desktop, because this is where I put it, desktop. It's going to create this brand new folder called Who's Barking. And I have it file name after the project. You can change this if you want to. You don't have to actually have it as a project. You have wildcards here where you can name it and put other things in here. You can put it by the author, whatever notes you've used. Like, there's so many different options. You could do it by date, right? You could put your computer information inside the track if you wanted to as well. Like, super, super dope. So right now I'm gonna leave it on project. So it's gonna name it the same exact project. You can do your sample rate, which is always good. You could change your sample rate. Most of the time for TV film, they want 4,800, right? I'm doing full speed offline. So that means that if I wanted to do like real time, I would do offline render. No, what is it? This one time, what is it? Who's it at? Online render right here. This is the normal render. It'll play along with the track kind of thing. That's like old school Pro Tools kind of way, right? So that would be how you would do that. This sample rate is probably the best thing I've ever used because it's fast and it gives you the best quality out of your mix that you have. And this is where the game changer stuff comes in. This right here, this second pass render. I don't know any other DAW that does it. Maybe there is one that does, but I don't know another one that does. So what this does is, let's say you have some effects that didn't completely load in your rendering, right? This will go through the whole track, load up everything, all the effects and things that you have, and then it'll start over again on the second pass, and actually that'll be your burned option for the DAW. And I don't know another DAW that does it. It's super dope. It helps me out a lot because there's sometimes I'll have effects that don't really kick in the way they should. And when it goes back around the second time is when it actually works, right? And you can even do a delay to your render start. So if you don't want your render to start automatically when you hit render, it'll do a delay so that all your plugins could catch up to it. And then it'll start processing if you want to do this delay render. I think this is new that they just added on here for the 7.43. You have an option to do metadata, which is super dope. So you can write metadata to anything, whether it be AIF, whether it be MP3, whether it be WAV. It'll actually store that information on that WAV file as well. So, I mean, that in itself is super dope, right? And you can do, different kind of things in here. I have mine set up to, I have, my composer stuff in here, and the tempo will go on there. So super dope, super easy to kind of do. You have this section here to do a primary output, right? And you can do a secondary output. So let's say you wanted to do an MP3, you can go here and do MP3. So now as soon as you bounce this out, it'll bounce the wave and it'll do an MP3. So the first one, which is the primary, will do the wave, and this one will do the MP3. Super dope, right? So I'm going to take that off though. But it gives you an option to do that. You have, your options for wave and all this other stuff down here, right? But here is where I like this DAW a lot. So this is like my main one. So let's say project, and I'm going to put full, right? So this is the full version, usually what they ask for when you're doing a bounce out. I go down here to queue, and I can add it to the render queue, right? So I can just add this to my render queue. And what this does is it allows me to still go back in here and take off other things. So let's say all the sounds, my sound folder, I can mute all the sounds. So now all I have is bass and drums. And instead of this being full, I can name this bass and drums, right? And I can queue this up and add it to the queue, right? So now if I want to see the queue, I can just go open render queue and it'll show me these in here. The cool thing about this now, so let's say I've been doing all this work and putting all these things in the render queue. I can close out a Reaper, come back another day, pull up the render queue, and all these things will still be in there and it'll still process it, right? So let's say we're done with this track. I can go up here to this tab and I'm cutting down my workload just by going to this other tab now. So let's say I wanted to use this track now. All right, so we have this track. And we go back to the render queue. And let's name this one. You're going to do the same thing. You can put your slash on here. And what is this one called? And what, right? So now I made a folder for the other one and I made one for this one. So these are going to go in two separate places at one time, right? And I have a project. Let's name it full. And I go down here and I go to the queue it and I go add to render queue. So now I can go in here. Let's mute the sounds. I'm going to hit this M on here. It's going to mute all the sounds. So now all that's left is my drum and bass, right? So I can name this one. And add that to the queue. So now I have a drum and bass for this one. But once again, I'm not done. I'm going to send all these tracks to the library, right? So I got one more to do. I'll go in here and guess what? I can do the same exact thing. I can go to browse and let's go to desktop. Let's put the slash on there. And what is this one called? Next up, right? All right. So now I have this one. And right now it says untitled. Let's take this off. Let's name it according to the project. So it's going to have the project name. And I'm just going to put full behind it. Go down here, queue it up, add it to queue. I'm going to mute the sounds. You see how I have mine set up. I have my sounds all in one folder. I can just mute all of them if I need to. Now only the bass and drums is there. So I can go. Queue this one up, add to render queue. So now if I want to render all of these, I can just go to open render queue and I can just render selected or render all. So all of these will have their own folder that it will create and all of them will have their own place on the desktop. And I can walk away and go and get a sandwich, go get some water, go to the bathroom. All this will process on its own, create its own folders, and all I got to do is send it off to whoever I'm sending it to. And that right there, my friends, is the game changer for me. I'm going to remove all these out here because next time I come in here, it'll be all these things will still be in here. I guess I should show you that. Let's show you that. So I'm going to cancel this, right? And I'm going to close out Reaper. Do I want to? No, I'm not going to do none of that. Muhammad, what's good, man? All right. So I'm going to open back up Reaper. It's going to take some time because this is not a recorded video. This is, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm good, Vince. Okay. Of course, bots. uh, all right. Always somebody that has to do something weird, yo. All right. So, oh, so let me show you guys. If I go back into queued renders, as you can see, all of them are still in here. So it doesn't even matter, yo. What you know, if you have them in your render queue, they'll still be in there. That's why I usually have to delete them. Because if I don't, then they'll stay in there. And then sometimes I'll be working on projects, as you can see, you know, sometimes they ask for an album. So there'll be like 10 tracks up there that I've done all these things for. And I forget that I had these other ones in here. So I can remove them and now they're out of the render queue. Super dope. This is why I use Reaper. It's like, it just saves me so much time, yo. Um, yeah, you can actually go in there. I have, well, basically, if you do the $15 one, it'll look exactly like this one. All the things that I have in here, you'll even have like the effects that I have here. So I have a compressor, reverb, a delay, and a chorus. So all these will be here. All these things on the side will be here. I can't give you the piano that I have because it's a third-party VST. So I did use one of the Reaper JS plugins that actually comes with it. I guess I should pull that up. Let's do that. So I'm going to pull it up from the flash drive. So you can actually load Reaper onto a flash drive. Yes, on a flash drive. So as you guys can see here, I have a Lexmark flash drive, this F drive here. And what is it at? Where is it at? This is the new Reaper 2025. And I can just load up Reaper straight from the flash drive. Bad boys, what's good? I need to schedule it and set it up. I haven't been able to sit in and really schedule time to go and listen to you guys stuff. But I'm probably going to change it. It's probably going to be earlier in the day, and it's probably going to be on a Friday, something like that. I'm just trying to get my schedule in order before I can kind of get you guys back in there to do that. Sorry, I just updated a whole bunch of stuff yesterday, and that was been another thing. I've been updating a lot of stuff. I had to update my native instrument stuff, my arcade stuff, and my U-Synth stuff from what is that company called? Yeah, so a lot of things had to be updated, so that's why it's like that. All right, so as you can see, it's evaluating, and here is the 7.43. I'm not going to download that. This is what you'll get for Reaper if you just download it. Everything works. There's nothing that you can't do in here. You just hit still evaluating, and Reaper is all yours. And I also have this set up in here to do this automatic update if you want to. And this is by Feed the Cat. He made this little script in here. Super dope to kind of use. All right. So, yeah. So I have a compressor on there, a reverberate for reverb. These are all Reaper stock plugins, so you guys can use it. And this actually comes with the package. It's not from Reaper. It's from Sonic Anomaly, but in the package, you can download it, right? And here's another JS plugin. If you open up the MIDI option, as you can see, there's a, and these are Reaper sounds from this JS additive plugin. They have a whole bunch of different sounds in here that you can kind of use if you want to. So I'll try to make it as close to mine as possible without giving you like the plugins. Like, excuse me, like even the master, like if you right click on here and you do add, I did mastering on here as well. So you have your limiter and so these are the two things that I have on the master. So this is your loudness peak. So you can get to see your peaks for your loudness. And this is a limiter to boost up your sound if you need to boost up the sound at the end when you're about to bounce it out to do whatever you're going to do, right? And I have it peaking at -0.2. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. And like I said, all the stuff that I have in there, the piano stuff is here, the M tuner. You have the MK slicer down here. If you or want to slicing up samples, right? You have an option to do the effects, which is the MK shaper. So you can shape your sounds with effects down here as well. So yeah, all this stuff is included in that package. So this is exactly how it would look once you download the package. I will tell you that you do need to download the RIA pack. I do have a video on there. I believe I have a video on there showing you how to do it. If you're not 100% sure, you can use my other channel. It's called Learning Reaper. I go step by step of how to actually install it on a flash drive and go through the steps of setting up the reconfiguration file on there as well. You can just go to reaper.fm, download Reaper. It's free. Go download it. Like I said, you'll see that still evaluating sign that pops up on there. It's a fully functioning DAW no matter what you do. If you purchase it or not, you'll still have the full functioning DAW. That's one of the things that makes Reaper stand out from a lot of the other DAWs out there. Right? Trying to think of what else is on here or in here. So I do have my favorites, I think. Yeah. So the snap to key is on there. BRSO. This is another way to kind of do like MIDI stuff. Video editor. So you can actually edit videos inside of Reaper. I don't know if anybody told you, but you can actually edit videos in Reaper. The gate. This is a quick effects, sidechain effects. Toucan is really dope, but I didn't add it inside of the package because it would have made it too big. I don't want it something that's too big for you guys to download. You can always go to the RIA pack for Toucan and actually download all the Toucan stuff if that's what you want to do. But yeah, that's what's included on here. And if you are a person that uses Contact 8, I have a whole Contact 8 layout in here for you. So if you do have native instruments, that is actually included as well. I also did one for Philharmonic. If you are using IK Multimedia, you can use the Philharmonic one. So these idea track is this right here, this thing right here, this first option is the idea track. So I made that for you guys as well. So yeah, like everything is in here for you to kind of, I guess, say succeed with Reaper. If you have like any questions about it, definitely hit me up on the email. I'll try to do like a video for it if you have any issues or whatever you run into. Yeah, I have a RIA pack tutorial for sure. Hey man, appreciate you for watching, yo. For Reason plugins, you don't need a script for it. I mean, I have Reason in here as well. Let's see. Instruments. All right, so here is my Reason plugin rack. I haven't used this in a very long time. All right, so if I go in, if you do like the redrum, most of the thing I use this for, I'm just going to be honest, is the utilities, and is it players? Yeah, I use the scales and chords. This is one of the things I use the most inside of here. I don't really use all the other stuff, but I can show you. Like if you have your rack, right? So you have your piano if you wanted to, guitars. Right, so you have, these options to do that in here. It doesn't need to have a script to do it. It works with VSTs, it works with DXI plugins, it works with VST3, it works with, what's the other one called? Clap plugins. So yeah, so Clap, VSTI, DXI, so all of these things, and JS plugins. So if you have a JS instrument that you JS instrument that you're trying to use, you can do that as well. Let's say JS. All right, so here's a couple of JS plugins that I have already loaded onto the reconfiguration file. So yeah. I actually paid the $60 for the one that's on my computer. I paid $60 for it, but this is just on my flash drive. So like I said, if you don't want Reaper on your computer, let's say you are a person that travels a lot, right? And you have, different setups at different places, you can put it on a flash drive. Right now, this is running from a flash drive that's plugged into my laptop. So a flash drive is running Reaper at its full capacity. If you have any kind of VSTs on the computer, it'll sense those VSTs, especially if it's a VST3, it'll pull it into Reaper once you first load it up. So let's say I went to somebody else's crib and I wanted to have my exact setup, all my shortcuts set up, everything that you see inside here, and I wanted it in another person's computer. I can grab my drive, plug it into the other person's computer. It'll start with the evaluation for the, the little 4 seconds. still evaluating, and I have fully unlocked Reaper. I don't have to pay for it, but I chose to pay for it because it was just the right thing to do. Like I said, I know people who have been using Reaper for like 4 to 5 years, and they have not paid a penny to actually use it. So there's that. All good, yo. Yeah, man, and the license lasts for 2 whole like versions. I think I got mine's at 6.2 low cut. So when 8 comes out, they'll ask me, to evaluate or just buy another license, and I'm 100% willing to pay $60 again for Reaper after all this time. So let's say, I would say in maybe 2027, it'll be time to go up to the next level of Reaper, and by that time, I think $60 is not a bad deal, right? So every like 3 to 4 years, you pay $60. That's a game changer than most of the other DAWs, except for if you're with X.E.L Studio. Best 60 you ever spent. I agreed. It is definitely worth it, man. I have appreciated this DAW a lot more than a lot of the other DAWs. Like I said, if there's something that you feel that it doesn't do, they actually listen to you. And there are people who write scripts. Like all these are scripts that other people wrote. Like this, all these things are scripts. These JS plugins here with these sounds, like this. What is this? I think it's this one. Let's say we do this one, right? So this thing here. This is not the one I wanted. Just to be honest. All right. So is it this one? Is it drum pad? I'll open up the same thing. Ain't that something? All right. So it is the other one. Drum synth. No, it's the same thing. My bad, y'all. There's one that's, oh, it's not on here because I didn't, it's inside the Toucan stuff. The Toucan guy made like some sound effects that you can actually use, or sounds you can actually use, I should say. Yeah, my bad. So yeah, they have a couple of sounds in here now that some users, all these are user made sounds. Like this doesn't come with Reaper. It's just something that someone made. As you can see, it's coloring my tracks automatically. If I do a drum track, it'll automatically color it to whatever it is that I'm trying to do. And this is also included inside of the repack, or should I say the reconfiguration file that I have. So this SWS is highly important. It is one of the most important things that you'll have in here to make your Reaper run a lot better. And yeah, so here is the auto color layout that I have. So I've created all of these things in here for regions, for tracks, right? So for pianos, you can set your colors to whatever you want it to actually be. So let's say I made this one, and let's name it. Oh, I can't spell. Sorry. It'll automatically color whatever you want it to actually be. So if I have strings, right? Let's say brass. So these are the colors I chose. You can change these colors if you want to. All you do is go up to extensions and go to auto color, and whatever name I have here, for drums, kick, snares, all this stuff is blue. Flutes, I have a color for it. So if I go here, you'll see it's green. Piano is blue. Strings is green. Bass is red. So if I want to change this, right, I can just go to the color, whatever color I want it to be, and then Just hit OK and it'll change it to that color. So that's all you would need to do if you want to change the colors from what I have. It's just, these are the colors that I like, and it makes it easier for me. Right? So really simple, really easy to kind of do. Trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing. Yeah, but if you have like any questions about it, man, just definitely let me know. Well, I'm gonna tell you, Charismatic. I mean, compared to say like a FL Studio, like I just feel like FL has so many limitations, man. Like it just makes it so much harder to do things inside there. Let's see. Like what like to me is like what can't you do? And it automatically syncs to the tempo, which is like super dope. And all you gotta do is hit this auto up here and then make sure this is set. This little button here. And you could do it like 2 times the speed or double the speed to match, or half time the speed. So if I want to half time this sound, I can click on that and it'll half time it automatically for me. Like I don't know another DAW that does it from this, from this section here. Like it's one of the only ones I know that does it. And of course, if you wanted to see what you played, this lane right here is showing me what played. If I wanted to favorite this, I could just double click right here and it'll put a little mark there and let me know that's one of my favorite ones to use. If I double click it again, it'll remove it. So like there's a whole bunch of different things you could add in here. You could customize it. The sound is going to tell you, the size, when it was actually made or put in that folder, what kind of file is it? It's a WAV file. Like you have all these things in here, that you can kind of manipulate if you want to. So it's like, man. But I know the thing that kind of gets me all the time in FL is, when you say you add like an audio. Let me remove these other ones up here. All right, so I have this WAV file, right? Inside of FL Studio, you don't really have, I guess they added it now where you can kind of just adjust things, but in here, it just makes it so much easier with shortcuts. So if you see the mouse go up to the top of this wave and you see these double arrows, that means you can pull this down, and this is the volume. You can see it visually on the screen if you pull down the volume, right? Let's say you do what's called a razor edit. You see the razor that pops up? So if I wanted to do just this section, right? And let's say I wanted to pull this down. What is it? Is it, well, you can actually move this around if you wanted to as well. The razor edit will cut it completely out and do a whole bunch of different stuff if you wanted to. What is it called? You can shrink the razor edit or increase it. It kind of made like a section for it up here. Where is the thing at? Anyway, you could cut sections this way easy. And I have like this little volume here. So if you wanted to do it this way up here on this little knob, you could do it there. If you wanted to mute this track, you could mute it right here. If you wanted to see the information and properties of the track, you can do it here. So let's say that you wanted to add an effect directly to this WAV file. You cannot do this in FL. I'm just gonna let you guys know you can't do it in FL. Let's go to VSTs. I don't have anything in here. let's go JS, right? So let's say we wanted to do, let's do a delay, right? So I could grab this and drag it onto the actual audio file, right? So now you can see the little blue effects right here. So now I have an effect on the actual WAV file itself. I don't need to do anything else. It's on the effect, on the track, on the audio itself. You can't really do that in FL Studio, right? And of course, if you want to, change the volume, I don't know why my mouse is tripping right now. You can change the volume if you wanted to. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different cool things that you can kind of do in here. So but yeah, you can add stuff directly to the audio, which you cannot do that in FL Studio. And every time you do a slice, it'll automatically do a fade for you. If you don't want this on there, you can always set it to not do a fade. And what I've learned recently is that if you double click, I think here, no, where is it at? How do you do this again? There's a way to pull up. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not on the latest version that they have. If you double click inside here, it'll pull up another crossfading option, which is pretty dope. Unless I'm not crossfading, that's probably why it's not doing it. All right. There it goes. All right. So crossfading, once again, another cool thing that you can do inside of Reaper is do crossfading, and you can kind of manipulate the crossfade however you want to. And you can see it in real time on the little screen and on the big screen. Super dope. You could take snapshots of the actual like fades that you do if you wanted to. You also have options to do, different settings. I'm like, yo, man, what can't you really do in here? Right? So if you want to manipulate like anything in here, you can just do that. It just works, man. I don't know what else to say. It works. If you want to do a fade here, and let's say you wanted to do a different kind of angle, you can hold down Alt and you see that different kind of arrow comes up on there. You could do your different kind of fades if you wanted to on there. So yeah, like these things are super dope. I don't even know what else to say. Agreed. And I understand you completely charismatic when you say the crashing in FL Studio. I mean, yo. All right. So I'm using 5.2 of my computer for some reason. I don't know why it's using that much. Just to be honest with you, I don't know why it's using that much. But maybe because it's coming from the flash drive. But usually it's like 0.2 or some foolishness. Like, doesn't even make any sense how small it is. But I get what you're saying in FL Studio. Let me do this. And let's do an instrument. And do I have any instruments set up in here? I should. VSTI. It didn't scan any of my instruments. Otherwise I'd show you, but I mean, I can't really show you because I don't have any instruments set up on this flash drive. Yes, Reaper is definitely CPU friendly. One of the friendliest ones I've known. Yeah, man. The crossfading on there is super, super easy, yo. And manipulating audio is really easy as well. So if I let's say if I did this section here, right? I can kind of, is it control? Yeah, I can do control and take that section and put it wherever I want to, right? You know what I'm saying? So I can make this into its own section just from doing that. Like, I don't know many DAWs that can do that. If you do Alt, you see a little fist here. So you can kind of shrink or stretch your sample however long you want it to actually be, right? You could do it on either end, where I think FL Studio, you got to set a certain setting to kind of do it that way. I mean, it's just dope. I don't even know what else to say, man. It's just dope. So let's say you wanted to warp. I believe this is it W? No. Is it Shift W? Oh, there it goes. Yeah. So if I go here and I hit Shift W, it'll put a point, and this is how you can warp your audio inside of Reaper. Right? So if you needed to warp something, super dope, super easy to do. And you can do like, these are like warp markers. So like if you had it at a different point, and let's do that. I'm doing Shift and W, and it puts a warp marker. So now I have this section at the end stretching and this section here stretching, right? So super dope, man. Like, I don't know what else to say, man. There's so many cool things in here, yo. Yep, that is the thing about FL Studio. But like I said, I'm running this from a flash drive. So that's the only reason my computer is having a little tougher time. Usually this is like 0.1, 0.2%. But seeing that it's running from the flash drive to run Reaper, it's using a little bit more CPU to get this done. But I mean, just think about that. It's actually running perfectly fine from a flash drive. Just think about that concept, like it's running from a flash drive. Perfectly fine. And you can run this on Mac, on Windows, on Linux, whatever DAW or platform that you have, you can run Reaper. So it's like, what can't you really do? I know I brag on Reaper all the time because I just think it's a dope DAW. Like I said, I use FL Studio every once in a while. I haven't really been on there recently. I'm going to open up FL Studio just so I can have it in the background. What is this? I've never seen this before. Undefined external error. Wow. Good old FL Studio, man. Never gets old. Right? And of course, I haven't been in Flex in a long time. I think they added some new things inside of Flex. I need to download. So yeah, see, packs are available to download. But I won't do that now. And you see how my CPU's just jumped up just from playing chords? That's crazy right there. See that? And I haven't done anything yet. Nothing. So, yeah, as you can see, it's at 10, and I'm not doing anything inside the DAW whatsoever. All I did was load up Flex. What's another one that's pretty big? You said GM, right? What is that thing at? There it goes, GMS. Even though GMS is not taking up as much as Flex. Flex is, that's crazy. And that's the default sound, and it's spiking up like that. That's crazy. Yeah. Always, man. Always proves my point. And like I said, the thing I really hate about FL Studio is the fact that I can't just I can only load up one project at a time for one. Right? And like when I'm trying to bounce stuff out, I have to bounce them one by one, and I have to sit here the whole entire time, or else it won't get done, right? In Reaper, I can just kind of go and do all of them, and then walk away and do whatever else I need to do. Come back and have my files there. Oh my goodness, stuff is not loaded. Yeah, I mean, this is like one of those things, man. FL Studio, yo, never gets old. And this is one of my favorite things. This big thing I'm moving over here in this corner. This is like one of the things I really like about FL Studio. The big meter. I couldn't live without it. But yeah. Yeah, it's a jam inside of FL Studio, man. I used to, I had to jam hard in FL Studio. I did like that they try to do an arrangement thing in here. It's not really cohesive to what I actually do, but they tried, right? But my whole thing was when I'm trying to export stuff, man, like I just really hated the fact that it just wouldn't. I can't really do what I want to do, man. So now is here. I guess you can make a folder or find out where you want to put it. So if I go to desktop, and then, you can make a brand new folder. If you right click in here and go new and then add a folder, but I mean, it's not the same. And then I can make a folder inside of a folder inside of Reaper. Like that is, you can't really, I mean, I guess you can make the folder, then kind of make the folder again and then put the stuff in there, but it's just not the same, man. And then you have to name it here. You have to change the file name before you get it to save it. So if I hit save, then I got to go and do full song or a pattern, cutting the remainder, making sure that, it doesn't completely cut off the track. You can't, I guess you can do the section kind of editing on here, but I mean, it just feels so limited, yo. I do like the fact that you can split the mixer tracks, but most of the time you're not going to need this. You're going to need like, drums as a stem. You're going to have bass stem. You have your, string stem, your piano stem. So it doesn't really work out the way you want it to, man. That's been my problem with it. I am actually on Windows 11. So Windows 11 is what I use. Yeah, I don't know why they do it the way they do it, but yeah, I'm on Windows 11 on this laptop that I have. My setup is basically I have a laptop. It's a gaming laptop. I want to say it's in Asus. That's what I want to say. But it's one of the gaming laptops. And it has one of the good processing chips in there. I'm using a Ryzen 9. So plenty of processing power. I haven't had any issues. I run like DaVinci Resolve on here. I do edits in DaVinci Resolve on here. Adobe stuff as well. So yeah, I haven't had an issue with it, but yeah, Windows 11. But yeah, I just, I don't, this third-party services is cool. It gives you an option to manage your cloud account. So if you want to upload it to SoundCloud instead of just kind of going another way. I do like the fact that they integrated, what is that? The DistroKid. If you do need DistroKid, I think there's a link below in the description if you want to get with DistroKid. I get 7% off for like your first year. I have not done this FL Clouds thing. I haven't signed up for it or used it at all. I thought this was an amazing thing that they did. They ripped off like BandLab's whole thing. Great idea. I mean, super, super great idea for them. So they can actually get some money back from all the people who bootlegged all these years. Ah, okay. I see what you're saying. You do a open a blank project, drag and drop the stems, and mute the appropriate sounds. Yeah, see, but that's unnecessary. Like you're making a whole nother project just to bounce stuff out. It's I guess I guess I'm pretty sure it renders faster if you do it to where you do all the stems and then kind of mute ones that you don't need. Oh yeah, yeah. I like ASUS's. They just work. I haven't had any issues with it. Except for when I first got it, it kept doing that fast start thing, and it wouldn't shut off. The computer would not shut off, and like it was pissing me off, yo, so bad. So I had to go into the BIOS, and then it would start working. But yeah, ladies and gents, probably gonna jump off of here now. I guess if you guys have like any questions, you say you don't save the projects. Oh, I got you. I see. So you just make it. So you'll do like a whole bunch of stems and then add them into a whole nother project and then mute whatever you need to when you're trying to do the bounce out. Yeah. See, what it just kind of defeats the purpose, man. Like it just, I can definitely see how it'll go faster though. Yeah, good old FL Studio though, man. I I can't say that I miss it. I think there's a lot of things in here that are really cool though. I do like the stem separation function that they have. I do like the fact that they did rip off BandLab and started making this cloud thing where people can actually put their sounds in there. I know a lot of the YouTubers actually have their sounds inside of FL, which is really cool, yo. Like if you want to kind of follow that route with them. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool, man. Play which beat? This beat here, this FL Studio beat. This is old. When I say old, I mean like it's old. How old is this track, man? Hold on. Um, I don't even know how old this track is, but it's old. Um, I don't remember what I was making it for. I think I was making it for like more of a commercial kind of thing. I've never pitched it or anything, no. I think there's something missing. I think the chords are missing. Yeah, sample tank. Old is gold. Can you use in Reaper? Yes and no. Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of sounds missing and everything, yo. Yeah, this was like a old beat. I'll not be using that one. It may find a home somewhere down the line. Not 100% sure where, but it's a possibility. So I'm gonna open up the Reaper from my computer, my desktop here. So I know you're asking about the FL stock stuff, like plugins. Like you can run FL inside here. So let's see here. All right. So if you want to do just one like VST from FL Studio, you could use this one here. But if you wanted to do like multi, you can probably use this one. On the car commercial. Analog VST for gross beats. Time 12. Time 12. I haven't heard of that one. I might have to look it up. All right. So here is FL Studio inside of Reaper, basically. And you just hit on the little fruit, right? And it'll open up FL Studio. Of course, open it on the other screen because it doesn't want to be seen. Come on, FL Studio. What you doing, yo? All right. FL Studio. So this is what it does. It pulls up FL Studio inside of Reaper. So all these things are still here. How do you... I don't remember how to move anything around inside of FL Studio. But anyway, so so if you change this sound, the problem with this, at least to me, is that if you don't have the full version of FL Studio, then this kind of defeats the purpose, right? Because what you'll need to do... Why is this not moving, yo? Is it this? There we go. All right, cool. All right, so because once you open this back up, let's say you save this file and you open it back up, it'll go back to the default. So if you don't have the full version, you won't be able to do this, right? In order for your sounds to go out, you will need to go down here and make, FL Studio send them out to up to 16 tracks, right? But that is how you would actually do it. So you make sure this 1 is on 1, right? Make sure the 2 is on 2. Make sure the 3 is on 3, kind of thing, right? All right, so you have 3 tracks set up on there. Let's say you wanted to do another. Let's replace this with flex. All right. So now you have flex. And I want to show you the CPU. See, it's at 3. FL is at 10. And it's still at 3. And as you can see inside of FL Studio, it's not showing anything moving. I'm still at 3. That in itself should tell you everything you need to know. All right, so, but let's say, you know, you wanted to, I guess, do that. I mean, there's 2 ways you can kind of do it. You can record inside of FL Studio and then bring it into Reaper. You should be able to record inside of Reaper, create the MIDI. I believe it should work. I haven't done this in a while, so. Right, so you have the option to use FL Studio sounds in there inside of Reaper if that's what you want to do. It's just a pain to kind of get it to bounce out the way you really want it to. I have a video, of course, on Learning Reaper channel. The channel is called Learning Reaper, and I show you how to use FL Studio inside of Reaper for your sounds. But like I said, if you have it to where you already have FL Studio, like you purchased it, then you don't have to worry about it. You can just kind of save it, and it'll pull up everything exactly how it was when you were doing a track. But if you have the free version of FL Studio or the trial version, you won't be able to save it. You can change your sounds. You can use all the sounds. I would just say make sure once you finish with your sounds, you just come up here and actually do a render. So you can do apply take effects as a new take, right? And what this will do is actually make a new item. Sometimes it gets glitchy with FL Studio. Let me just try it real quick and see if it'll work. All right, so as you see, it doesn't really start where it's supposed to start. So if I play it back, right? So that's the audio for the file that we just did. So Reaper is really cool like that. You can have audio and MIDI kind of set up on here. So if let's say I just wanted to keep just the audio, I can kind of drag it down here. And when I right click on this, I can go and say, where's the glue? Glue items. So this right here, this glue item, it'll make sure that it's just that audio. Or if I just want to do just the MIDI, I can do the same thing for the MIDI and just go glue item, and it's just going to stay as the MIDI. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So you have options to kind of do what you want to do in there. Hey, that's what's up. Thanks for subscribing, man. I have not tried the Ninja Slicer. I am so sorry. Who made the Ninja Slicer? Was it like a third-party VST? Okay, you using Bitwig? How is Bitwig? Like I always see people talk about it, but I don't really see people using it like that. Waveform 13, I think it's cool. I just think that the workflow for me personally, it doesn't click for me. I've used Waveform several times. I just think that it needs to have a couple of things fixed inside of it. Oh, okay. I mean, if I want to do like samples, like say I wanted to cut up this sample, I just go down here and I'll go to my this MK slicer, and I can slice the sample up by bars. I can slice it up by transients. I I could do it by grid or transients, whichever one I want to do, right? So if I wanted to do that, let's say I want to do halves, so it'll chop it up in those bars. And I can do it to MIDI. I can also go and just make it into like samples. So if I hit slice, it's just going to cut this up into these chops. If I hit MIDI, it'll actually make a MIDI of each one of these slices, so I can kind of like play it on the keyboard. So like this is pretty much all I need when I'm using it. I haven't tried the Ninja Slicer. I might need to try that. Ableton, yo. All right. Serato sampler is the best. I agree. I 200% agree with you, man. Like, when it comes to the manipulation of a sample, and I really want to get like certain things to do certain things, I think Serato is probably the best one, hands down, so far of what I've used. Even when it comes to like, machine chopping and MPC chopping, I think Serato is just better. I don't even know how else to explain it. Yeah, I've always heard people who have switched over to Bigwig say they like it more than Ableton. I'm not a sound designer by any means, so like a lot of the modulations and stuff that they use or people use, I don't use them. Like it doesn't affect me in any way, so I don't really use any of those. Even though I know there's people out there who love that all the modulation stuff that they have, but I don't use it. Yes, it is expensive. It is definitely worth it if you have already purchased it, especially if you purchased like the first version of it and you wanted to and it let you update it for free. I thought that was super super cool of them to actually do that. And the reason that I don't really use it on my channel too much is because like it's like not everybody has it. So that's the only reason I don't really use it too much on my channel. Let's go. All right, so if I load the sample up, I love Serato sample. It's amazing, yo. It's just that simple. It's just that simple, man. I love Serato. How do we install MK Slicer? It's part of a pack. It's a separate script. It is by who makes this thing? MK Slicer. Who's that by again? I have a video on it, man. Go to my Learn Reaper channel, type in MK Slicer, and it's on there. I don't remember I apologize. I don't remember the guy's name who made MK Slicer, but he has it's super dope, man. Like it's simple to kind of set up and use. I think people should definitely try it if you are using Reaper. Oh, Bitwig because of Linux. I got you. Yes. See, $49. I same here. I was like, all right, let me get this now. I bought the first one and then they updated to the second one and I didn't have to pay for it. I was like, oh, that's cool. What a lot of people don't know that this thing does. So So let's say this sound here, right? I wanted to make this into a keyboard. I could hit right here on this keyboard. And now so you can actually have one sound playing as a keyboard on here. And of course you could add like your levels, your filter, your attack. You could change the key that it's in. You could do the sync, you could do halftime. So yeah, I mean, like it's super, super dope, yo. Like, and it even has an option to glide now. I didn't even know they had this glide option. And you have an option to reverse, so we can reverse the sample. So yeah, really, really dope. Really cool stuff for Serato. But I mean, you can always do like really cool things in here as well. Let's say I did MIDI. And now I have them inside the piano roll. And I just need to turn on my MIDI. And I could play it from the keyboard, maybe. Oh, maybe I should right? So let's say that you wanted to like reverse this sample here. I do have an option down here to reverse samples if I can find it. I want to say it's this one. Of course, it doesn't want to work because I'm on live, right? Where is it at? Reverse focus. All right, so let's change action. Let's go. Of course, it doesn't want to work. Why would it want to work now? I promise you it used to work. All right. Let's do, what is it? What's open? It doesn't want to run. I don't know why it doesn't want to run. Anyway. Yeah, I gotta try Ninja. Does Ninja Slicer have that option in there to kind of do all those things that kind of like Serato does? I don't know. I'm just asking. Oh, you never upgraded? Ah, man, you should upgrade, yo. It's a little better. It's just a little better. You have a lot more little boxes here. You have the option to take off the stuff. Like if you have vocals on here, you can take out the vocals. I think this one is just piano. This one is guitar or bass. And this is the drums. So this is all your sounds. You could take all the sounds out. You could take out the drums out of the samples. You could take out the bass out of the samples, or you could take out the vocals out of the samples. And I don't think you could do that in the version 1. So yeah, I'll definitely just upgrade, man. It's if you already purchased it, it shouldn't be in any issue. Just update it. It's better. All right, ladies and gents, I'm going to jump off of here. I think I've been on here long enough. I will keep you guys informed when I'm doing a live beat review so you guys can kind of get on those. Like I said, they'll probably be during the day. So we'll see. I'm going to probably do a poll and see what you guys want to kind of do with that. But yeah, this has been amazing. No stem separation. You got to have the stem separation, man. It only makes sense. All right. But yeah, I'm going to jump off here. See you guys on the next time. Yeah. Appreciate everybody who stopped by. All the support that you guys have had. So, yeah. I'm out, though. Peace.